During your time in Starfield, you'll be presented with a multitude of choices during your quests. And most of the time, the outcome that everyone wants is to become the hero of the situation. But sometimes you're presented with an alternative outcome, and that little devil on your shoulder starts talking. This is All Out Gamer, I'm Echo, and here are 5 evil choices that make you the villain. Starting out at number 5, we have the Neuro Amp outcome of the Ryujin questline. As you proceed through this faction questline, you will eventually learn that Ryujin have been developing a special piece of technology. This experimental implant allows the user to control other humans, forcing them against their will to press buttons, open doors, and potentially attack others. And with you being the first ever user of this technology, they ask your opinion on whether it should be used on the wider public. The ramifications of this, of course, are quite profound. It means that the general populace will be able to control each other. This means that people could be forced to do things against their will, and it doesn't take a great imagination to think where this could go. Eventually, you will have to speak to the entire Ryujin board and either convince them to drop the project or go ahead with it, meaning that the possibility of unleashing actual mind control is entirely in your hands, and the unspeakable crimes against humanity that would undoubtedly follow are in your hands too. At number 4, we have the opportunity to end hunger for maybe not just Aquila City, but the entire settled systems. Whilst in Aquila City, you might meet Sarah, who will tell you about her husband's business having problems. She will tell you that he's focused on profits and making beer. However, Sarah has come up with a better use for the wheat. Instead of using it to make beer, we can instead use it to feed the people of Aquila City, potentially ending starvation in the district. During the quest Beer Run, she asks you to sabotage the next batch of beer. When you approach the distillers and enter the computer, you will be greeted with 3 options. One of these options is clearly not going to ruin the batch, and is one that people would actually like. And so, if you choose to increase the alcohol content, you will go to the bar the next night and find out that the beer batch went down a storm. And so, instead of sabotaging the batch of beer and potentially ending world hunger, you have instead increased the beer sales. Good job, hero. Maybe it's time to visit the stretch and laugh at all the starving people as you drink an ice-cold brewski. At number 3, we have possibly the most obvious addition to our list, as well as the most common evil act in Starfield, joining the Crimson Fleet. During the Crimson Fleet questline, you will eventually come across the quest Legacy's End. This will be the culmination of all your efforts during this questline with the UC SysDef in order to find out what the Crimson Fleet are doing and find Crix's legacy. Eventually, you'll board a ship lost in a radiation storm, and it will be your job to find out where Crix's legacy is, recover it, and bring it back to Commander Ikande. However, as you know, you can instead take it back to the key and give it in to Delgado. After you do so, Delgado will tell you that Commander Ikande is coming with the UC Vigilance in order to attack the key. And the man who doesn't like anybody, seemingly not even himself, will ask you to help with the defensive efforts of the pirates. What will follow is an epic space battle between the Crimson Fleet and UC SysDef. Eventually, Commander Ikande will arrive with the UC Vigilance. You'll be able to board and capture the ship, putting the only defense against pirates in Delgado's hands. At number 2, it's taking a bribe from Ron Hope during the Freestar Collective faction questline. In your first few missions of this questline, you will find out that farmers' land is being poisoned. And in addition, there will be some mercenaries that have been hired to force the farmers off their hard-tilled land. These mercenaries are riding round in a Hope Tech ship. Upon confronting Ron Hope about this in Hopetown, he will tell you that it was stolen from his shipyard. Following on from this, the farmer's land being poisoned and potentially stolen away from them, you will track down the mercenaries to their base camp in an abandoned mech facility. Here, the leader of the mercenaries will tell you that it was actually Ron Hope that hired them to bully the farmers off their land. In addition, it was also Ron Hope's hunger for profits that led to the poisoning of those farmers' land and the potential deaths of thousands. Armed with this information, you can confront Ron Hope. He will nonchalantly tell you that basically, yeah, he did this, what are you going to do about it? Using his seat on the council as his shield. He will then offer you a 20 or 50,000 credit bribe, depending on which options you have, providing you with an opportunity to become a corrupt cop and look the other way in regards to his thousands of victims. At number 1, we have the option to blow up the ECS Constant. Upon approaching the Porama system, you will receive a distress call. A strange ship is in orbit, and the people of Paradiso need your help to find out what this ship wants and how to communicate with it. Upon boarding the ship, it will transpire that this is actually a ship from Earth that set off 200 years ago. And generations of people have lived and died aboard this ship in order to arrive at Paradiso. You can then take this down to the CEO of the hotel below. The board will then provide numerous options of what to do with this ship. If you tell the CEO that you know exactly what you're going to do, and then ask him how one would make the ship disappear, he tells you about a self-destruct sequence aboard the Constant. You can then go back aboard and steal a key in the engineering bay. On the nearby computer, you can select to overload the reactor. Confirming this overload on the captain's computer will set the crew of the ECS Constant against you. From there, you have a mad dash back to your ship before the Constant explodes. And as you fly away, you can turn around to admire your handiwork. With that, you ended the lives of an entire colony ship at the press of a button. Hope you're proud. And there you go, my friends, that's our list. But before you go, I do have one bonus for you that was simply too evil, too despicable to have on the main list. And that is, of course, flipping the toilet paper the wrong way. What is wrong with you? There truly are some unimaginable evils in this world. Are there any more evil choices you can think of in Starfield? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, I'll see you in the next video, and good luck in Starfield.